Hello everyone, it's Henry on the live stream. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I hope everyone can hear me and can see my screen very clearly. If you cannot hear me or cannot see my screen very clearly, please indicate so that I can have that fixed before we commence. So in the previous live stream, I talked about my analysis on Ethereum, and as you can see right here, we've broken the 15 minutes structural high. So the next thing I'm anticipating to see would be for a potential retracement down into this key level. So it's either price is going to retrace into the inefficiency here. Most likely I'm targeting this last down close candles because that is my major key level. As you can see so far, this was the last impulse move before we had this retracement, impulse, retracement, expansion to break structure. So this key level right here would be the most preferable area that I would like to see price mitigate before a potential continuation to the upside. This key level right here will be the most preferable area, but right here is where I put my limit order. And the reason for that is because irrespective of the fact that I'm expecting price to come here, there's going to be that gap between your broker, my broker, or whatever broker you're using. The slippage or spread of your broker is not going to be the exact one with my broker, but putting it right here, enter right here, this is a very key level that I would anticipate to see price mitigate. If this key level right here, if it doesn't work for a retracement, then also take note, we still have this lower inefficiency resting right here, and price could decide to come even deeper to mitigate this lower inefficiency. But be that as it may, the only thing I want to see is a mitigation right here, and I'll be waiting to see a smaller time frame shift to market structure, more specifically the 3 minutes time frame shift to market structure. If I can see that on the smaller time frame, then I'll be looking for a re-entry from this key level for potential continuation to the upside. Thank you so much for your confirmation. So the next one, we take a look at Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is doing as well. And right here, if we go to the daily time frame, you can see Bitcoin created a high yellow. We had a break of structure. This right here was the last down close candle before an expansion to break structure. So I wanted to see this key level right here. I wanted to see price mitigate this key level. We have the inefficiency. If I was to put a limit order on this, my limit order would have been at the open of this inefficiency, stop loss resting right here or right here. But if I do that, it wouldn't really be the best risk to reward ratio trades. It's going to be something like this, either here, which if you look at this, it's going to be about 450 pips stop loss, which is quite a lot, or here, which is about 810 pips stop loss, which is still a whole lot. So personally, I don't really trade like this, but if I was to trade like that, my take profit position, it would have been probably a 1:2 max, and I really wouldn't trade like that for any reason. So watching that key level, after price mitigated this key level, I want to see between a 30 minutes or a 15 minute shift of market structure to the upside. And as you can see right here, we created a high yellow, a break of structure, we left an inefficiency, and right here is the inefficiency. So personally, if I was to put a limit order, I'll put it at the open of the inefficiency. I wouldn't really put it here, irrespective of the fact that it still can work from here. This is going to be the most likely area price will mitigate, but what I would do if I'm putting a limit order would be to put it right here, and then I wait right here for a shift of market structure on the smaller time frame. So if price mitigates this key level, take note, we have low resistance liquidity here. If it goes to the smaller time frame, you'll see it a lot more clearer. We have a low resistance liquidity resting right here, so it's an easy key level the price can smash through. So you can see right there, low resistance liquidity. So after we take that, so you can see this is the last down close candle before an expansion to break structure. So don't be surprised if you see price come as low as this key level to mitigate these bodies of the candle before it continues move to the upside. So personally, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a line on this, put the line right here, and then we'll see what price is going to eventually do if we're going to continue to the upside. So that is my analysis on this one. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop in the chat. I'll be watching this very closely. Maybe I'm going to place a limit order right here to see whether price is going to come this deep to mitigate that position. Because if we're judging from where we are right now to this key level, that's almost a 1% move. And if we're looking at Ethereum on its own as well, from where we are now to this key level is about 2.3% move. So I'm not surprised about the numbers as well. If Ethereum is going to go up, it's going to go up higher than, in percentage, it's going to go up in higher than Bitcoin is going up. And if Bitcoin is coming down, it's going to come down lower than Ethereum is going to come down. Ethereum is going to come down lower than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is coming down 1%, I'll be expecting Ethereum to do like 1.5% to the downside or 2% to the downside. If Bitcoin is going up 1% to the upside, I'll be expecting Ethereum to go up like 2% or 1.5 or 3% to the upside. So it just works that way, both positively and negatively. So Ethereum is the more volatile one and Bitcoin is the less volatile one. So I said in this live session, I'm going to share with you a few cryptos that I'm watching as well, so you can pay attention. These are high risk investments. They are not something that you have to put your life savings into. It's just something if you have a few $100s or a few $1,000s, you know you can afford to lose and you don't care if you lose it. These are the kind of investment opportunities that we're looking at right here. So you can see so far we created this low, a high, a low, and then we expanded higher, created an all-time high. Price came to the downside, took out the sell side liquidity, mitigated this inefficiency, and after that we've been in the range, and within that range you can see price came to the downside, took liquidity from this week's, and after taking that liquidity, look what happened afterwards. We broke structure. A low, a high, a low, a break of structure. Now if I want to buy this, I'm going to buy it from the high right here. So you can see we still have the inefficiency resting right there as well. So once it's at $2.069, that would be a beautiful area to buy. It can come as low as 1.97, but personally I wouldn't really be anticipating for that to happen. At 2.07, that is an incredible area for accumulation, and if I'm buying it, I'm anticipating for this to continue higher, potentially even creating an all-time high at $183. So buying at $2 and expecting it to go to $189, $186, that's over 90x. So $1,000 will potentially make you 90,000 on this investment. You have to know that it can also go to zero, which means the $1,000 can also go to zero. So if you're willing to risk $1,000 to make 90,000, this could be the opportunity. And it can also go to zero, and then the $1,000 is gone. So it's a high risk investment, but at the same time, it's a high reward, high risk, high reward. So this is what I'm watching as well. Ichi Farm, that's the name. The protocol, they are basically working on. So what they're doing is providing like a stable coin for every cryptocurrency. So for example, Ethereum can have its own stable coin and we'll have Ethereum stable coin. Bitcoin can have its own stable coin and we'll have Bitcoin stable coin, which is essential for the crypto ecosystem to grow in the long term. So if you think this is some valuable asset, you can look up about it. You can check more, read more about what they do and what is something you'll be interested in. So right here, if you click Ichi, search on coin market cap, you can see that very clearly. Market cap is 18 million. Volume for today, 319 million. And it has total supply of 10 million coins and circulation supply of 8 million. So this means that they have 10 million tokens in total supply, and then about 8.6 million of that is already in circulation. So this is it, and if you find it interesting, you can look up more, research more about it to see whether it's something you're going to be interested in or something you're not interested in. Whichever the case may be, it's entirely up to you. The next one I'm watching is also called the DSLA protocol. I've talked about this in one of the live streams before, but the reason I'm talking about these things right now is because if we're going to see an alt season, these two stand a chance of expansion to the upside. They stand a chance to expand exponentially higher, even delivering incredible results if they eventually go to the upside. For this one, market cap is 2 million. Volume for today is 73,000. Circulation supply, it has about 5.4 billion coins. Total supply, 5.7 billion coins. So about 94% of the coins are already in circulation. And in order to look more in depth on the price action, the market structure, to have a better understanding whether the price action is looking bullish or the market structure, whether it's bullish or bearish, what we do, we look right here on DEX tools. And then right here, we go straight to, we'll look at 3-day time frame. We'll go to weekly time frame, and then we're going to look at the monthly time frame as well. And we expand it to see what it looks like. So when we're investing, we're only interested in looking at the bigger time frame perspective. We're not really interested in seeing the infrastructural breaks and all the rest of them. The only thing we want to see is this bullish or bearish? And I can tell you this is bullish, consistently creating higher highs and higher low. We created a high, created the low right here. So let's look at this on the weekly, because that way we can see the structure a little bit more clearer. And right here, as you can see, we created a high, and then created a higher low, and then right here we created a higher high right there, very beautifully. So overall, the overall market structure is bullish, and we're anticipating to see a potential continuation to the upside. And look how nicely price is leaving low resistance liquidity, another low resistance liquidity, which means that whenever price do decide to go to the upside, it's going to be explosive, smashing through this low resistance liquidity. So let's say, for example, you bought at the current price right now. Right here, the current price is 0.00414112. Let's say you bought at the current price right now, and this hits an all-time high to continue on its bullish trend. That's going to be a 578x. What does that mean? For example, you bought right now and it goes to, let's say let's say, for example, you put $400 into this. That's going to buy you 1 million coins. This going to the all-time high at 0.02. Your 1 million coins at $1, you make a million. At 10 cents, you make 100,000. At 25 cents, you basically just do 100,000 divided by 4. So you're probably going to be making about 25,000. So $400 invested right now. If this eventually goes to the upside, hits an all-time high, that could potentially make you about $25,000. So it's still high risk, because this coin right here, this token, can still go to zero, and your $400 will absolutely go to zero, because it's a high risk, but it's also a high reward. So you have to weigh the risk and the reward. If I'm investing $400, am I willing to be able to lose this $400 if it goes to zero? And if it works in my favor and goes to 25,000, will I be happy with the result? To me, the answer is yes. If I'm investing $400 to make 25,000, if it works out, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, I can't be bothered if I'm losing $400 when I'm trying to make 25,000. So that is my analysis today. I said I'm going to share this with anyone who's tuning in today. It's going to be a game changer for the crypto ecosystem. If we do see another massive bull run, I believe these two tokens has an exponential opportunity to rally and to make significant money for the people that invested in them. So this is my analysis, and if you do find it interesting, you can still leave any questions you do have, and I'll be there to answer all your questions. So I appreciate you all for tuning in, and I'll talk to you all